What up, y'all? It's Sam at Thencan Designs here with another video to help your small business reach its big goals. What's the purpose of this video? Well, first of all, it was going to be a real live stream, if you can see right there, but apparently you gotta wait 24 hours before you can do that. So I learn something new every day, and today I learned that. The purpose of this video is I've been pushing something called Site in a Day, and everybody's been looking at me like, that sounds like either A, scammy, or B, impossible, and what you're going to end up with is a low quality product. And so let me clarify, what does site in a day really mean? What it means is that I build a site in about a day. But obviously there's a lot more work and craft that goes into that. I am not a guy on Fiverr. I am not just using templates. I'm still making a custom site. I'm just leveraging the stuff that I already have created. It helps me expedite the process. But what you're gonna see is actually very similar to what I do at the very, very first phase of a full website build. Is I build out the rough draft of the home page and then I send it to the client. That's kind of my phase one part of the build. And basically the only difference is that at the end of that stage, we're almost done now. And instead of building out the page so that we're trying to increase the stickiness, which means they stay on the page, get interested, and stick around, we're just trying to get to the facts. And the nice thing about having a site in a day built like this is that we can take those sections and we can build them out into individual pages later on. So that's how site in a day really works. But let me show you how it's done. And so this is crazy. Never done anything like this before, but it's 1:30 right now and I have to leave at 5. So we're gonna see how much we can get done right now. But I have a client right now who needs a landing page. That's all they need. Very simple. It's a knife sharpening business here in Bend, Oregon that's kind of just getting off the ground. So they need a landing page. And I have some materials from the client. Now this is a real live client. This is actual time. Today's August 4th. He's gonna start sharpening the knives very soon, and so he needs his page ready, but also I want to respect his privacy, so I'll show you guys some things, but some of the things I'll keep under wraps because you don't need to see everything. But anyway, so where do we start here, right? So the first part of my web design process is I sit down and talk to the people, and so I've taken a lot of notes on this process, and so I kind of have an idea of what he's looking for. And a lot of it has to do with clarity and simplicity. How do we make it really simple for his clients? Mostly going to be older people, more affluent people if they're charging for high-end knife sharpening, right? Or if they're paying for that. So how do we keep it simple, simple, simple? He wants people to be able to go on and see when the drop-off and pickup times are. Obviously, we're going to a place for contact form, the process, the pricing, all that stuff. And so the way that Site in a Day really works is I can't be here creating content or I'm not going to get it done in a day, right? And so all that is a prereq. And so that's why it is Site in a Day for me, but it's not Site in a Day for us, right? We work on it methodically. We've met a couple times, and I think I have a good idea of what we're going to be doing today. And so I don't have a whole lot written down because I thought it'd be fun to kind of do it as we go here and see how far we can get. But my goal is roughly to get to that halfway point in about 4 hours. So you're going to see that today. The last thing I send to them before we get fired up is the design questionnaire. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at right now, is just kind of going over that to make sure that I follow what he wants for the design, right? It's super important. And so it's a little harder here because we don't really have a branding guidelines, which is going to be true for a lot of people that are utilizing Site in a Day, but we have a business card and we're going to use that. So that's kind of our branding guidelines, and he wants to keep it simple: black, white, and maybe a little gray. And I did suggest some color, but I think that'll come with time. And so we've got the pineapple shirt on, it's Friday, and we're going to build a site. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is do the background stuff for the page. So what I want to do is never starting from scratch. The nice thing is I have a lot of pieces that I've used on other sites that I can reuse. And so what I'm going to do is I have his page right here. So let's pull that up, Knife Doctor. And this is actually not the right template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reuse a page for a recent client of mine. So let's see here. Well, for the sake of your guys this time, I'm not going to do that. So I don't need any of these other pages, so I'm just going to throw all these in the trash. So I have a home page that I was kind of playing with the other day. So that's really all I've done so far, and I'm actually going to keep 0 of what we have. So you'll see here in a second. So I'm just moving these to the trash for now, and I might leave them there as opposed to actually deleting them, because there's a chance we might build this page out further. Okay. So just so you can see what it looks like right now, there's not a whole lot. There is some stuff. I'm playing around with some things here before we got started, but this is not what it's going to look like at all, just so you know. So there were a couple elements in here, but it's not what it's going to look like. So I use a theme called Divi. It's really cool. If you haven't checked it out and you're in the WordPress world, you should. It seems like the top 2 dogs right now are Divi and Elementor, and the main reason I went with Divi is because you can get a lifetime license for about $250, and like, hey, that's one-time payment. Elementor, it's like $100. I think their plan that I'd probably end up using would be like $1,000 a year, which, grand scheme of things, not that big a deal, right? But hey, you know, when you're first getting started, that's a big pill to swallow, and so I was like, let's use a tool that I can use day 1 and also day 1,000, day 10,000. That was my logic. So when I'm setting up Divi, I usually start, well, anytime I set up a page, I actually have like a staging page. And so a lot of it's already been set up, but just really quick to review, I would go to settings and set things up. So we got this, bam, bam, bam. It's actually gonna be knife.doctor, which I think is pretty dope. I'm using a tool called Under Construction right now, just so you know. So if you went to Knife Doctor, that's what you would see. It's just a nice little, we're working on it right now. And so those are the big settings you want to make sure are in place. I have my email as the admin. Writing I leave alone. Reading, there's a couple things you want to do. Set static page to the home page. And because I believe that's normally on the latest post, because WordPress is a blog. And then right here, discourage search engines from indexing the site. I don't want search engines to find the site yet. I do want to make sure I uncheck that before I move to the finish line. And then permalinks, switch to post name. So that's pretty much it. Using Yoast just because it's simpler, and you're going to see I'll do a little bit of light SEO setup towards the end. But I pretty much leave that alone. It'll have a very annoying warning to let you know that you have a huge SEO issue, and it's that setting that we just set. So don't worry about that. And I don't even do the first time configuration until I'm done. As far as plugins go, I use Manage WP to manage my sites. It's a great tool. Highly recommend. Not an affiliate link, just letting you know. So I have that on all my sites. I'm gonna actually clean this up right now. I got a couple things I don't need anymore. I used Migrator because I had it on a different page at first, but now it's over here. And I do like the optimizer, but I don't use security. And eventually we'll delete Under Construction, but we'll keep it for now. So let's delete these so we don't have any bloat. I'm actually going to use advanced custom fields for this project, so that's this is actually going to be new for me. I played around with it a little bit yesterday. It seems simple enough, so I think I'll be okay using that for the first time. I'm just going through and deleting these plugins right now. Yes, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Sometimes it wants you to deactivate, then delete it. Okay, so that's cleaned up. And so if we went to themes, you would see that I have Divi, and and then I have a child theme. I don't think there's a whole lot going on with my child theme. Well, I guess it includes any additional CSS, and so I added this because I was messing with the normal WordPress footer, or yeah, I guess that's the Divi default footer. It's not gonna look like that in the end. So we could probably get rid of that. I always do this, and I'll show you what that is. I learned that from Josh Hall. Shout out Josh Hall. He's my web design coach. Good guy. All right. So the theme's installed. I'm just showing you some background stuff, all the stuff that's already done. We have a menu set up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna build this out later based on anchor links because we don't have actual pages, and so that way someone can still navigate to the section they want without having to have extra pages. Okay, so let's see, what do we have here? Okay, it's probably annoying to have all the stuff in the background. Let's make that bigger. All right, on pages, we just have one page, the home page. Yeah, so far so good. And then, okay, so then I'd like to set up Divi. So let's do that. So we're gonna set up the theme. So start with the logo. I don't have a logo right now, and so we're gonna work on that. I kind of created one, but you didn't like it. So we'll work on that. We have black and white. That's pretty much the only colors. I am using, let's see, I'm gonna pull it up over here so I don't have to see all my clutter of, here we go, clutter of Canva projects. So I've been working on this Knife Doctor mockup here, which generally he liked, but had some feedback on that, which is always good. So I appreciate the honesty. I'd rather have that. So F4, F4. So I'm gonna add that F4, F4. My original thought was to have like some red involved. Nah, we're not gonna do that. So Divi's kind of finicky here, but if you're fast, you can get done. Often you have to copy and paste. I'll just leave the rest of the colors the same. Okay, so fix navigation bar. Yep. This stuff doesn't really matter because he doesn't have profiles for that stuff already, so we can just turn it off. I do like a back to top button. I don't worry about the smooth scrolling. I feel like either way it's fine. There's my custom CSS. We'll see that more and more. So that's it. So that's it for the theme options. Then I go over to the theme customizer. And start off in general settings and site identity. Knife Doctor, your knife sharpening expert in Bend, Oregon. I think I'll leave it as that for now. That's not going to be our. So we need the Favicon, which is this thing up here. So kind of hard to say because this is really all I have for the branding. So what I like to do in this case is, so I know what his font is. It's Futura, and so I'm gonna, let's do a new design, and we'll do a logo, and let's do, that's what I based the other one off of. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll just make a come on. Just a background so I can see what the heck I'm doing. I'll add some text in. And then let's see here, do that. And it's K. Come on. Make it pretty big. Center it there. And then I'm going to add a circle. Just making that Favicon right now. And I think white will go good on the off chance that it ends up being a white background, it'll blend in with that. So send that to the back. Make sure this is black. Okay, and I'm gonna make this white. Clicking the wrong thing. White. There we go. Now, if I save this, I want to save it as a JPEG. Pop quiz. Why? Well, the answer is that we want a transparent background, and I'll compress it. See what the size was. Real small. Another thing we could do is like k.d, but I don't know. I just think it gets complicated. I think sometimes it's good to just be one letter. So let's try that out. Just media library. Not a whole lot going on there. Download that. Boop. Should it skip cropping? All right. Okay, so I've decided now we're going to do layout settings. I always like to do 1400 for the width, which is a little bit wider than it used to be. If you watch other people's videos, I like that better. The theme accent. So the thing is, I don't utilize all the Divi stuff. I kind of get a little custom, so that's the default, I'm pretty sure, and I'm just going to leave it like that. So I will do some things here like 16, 1.9, and then it really doesn't matter because I pretty much never stick to what they have here, so I'm not too worried about it. One thing that is nice here is setting your fonts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the heading font actually Roboto, and he said in his form, wherever the heck it went, he said he really likes Apple's website. And so the font that Apple uses, of course, is proprietary, but Roboto is close to that. And so the body font, I'm actually going to use Futura because the way he uses it in his logo is very stretched, like letter spacing. But when it's close together, it looks like a totally different font. So I think that's kind of a cool effect. So we're going to take advantage of that. Futura is not here. What? Okay, I guess it's in Canva, so we're not going to do that. Well, let's go to, let's see if we can get some more inspiration from Apple's website. What kind of font did I use here? Looking at inspect element here, if you go to font family, it's the same thing. So let's just use Helvetica. That's not available either. Could use Arial. That's kind of boring. Well, I don't know. Well, let's go with let's go. Sometimes I'll just look up good pairing. Good Google font pairing. Roboto. Pew, pew, pew. Nice. Okay, let's add some coffee while we look at this. I like Laura. Rocket. Rocket's kind of cool too, huh? It's like Seraphy, but it's still clean. Let's see if that's there. Usually these are all Google fonts. Rocket, I've never used Rocket before. I always like trying new things out. Yeah. All right. Let's see if that text is that. Not bad. All right, we're gonna do it. It's good to set a link color here. So I'll make it. It's probably gonna be a lot of white. I'll just make it black. It's not gonna stand out, but it's okay. We'll work on it. So again, you're gonna, if you've used Divi before, you know that this doesn't really matter because you're probably gonna override it. But if you like really stuck to using the theme customizer, you would be using a lot. Now, one thing I am going to use that I don't normally use on my full website builds is I will customize the header, because everybody wants something more custom. With the site in a day, you get the simple header, which is easy to swap out for a much more complicated header later on if that's what you want. But for now, we can just use this, and that's fine. So they have a couple different like styles, but this is the Story brand-ish, and if you've watched any of my videos, I like Story brand. Full width just looks a little better to me. We're gonna leave the logo like that. I need to change the logo to the right thing. I like the height where it is. Yeah, okay, that's good. And then actually, so I like in the header here to match the other headers. I know it's kind of confusing, right? The header up here. And then if I could do a little, it's fine. That looks silly. Okay. Yeah, and yeah. Okay, active link color. It's gonna be, I'll say text color, white. Active link color is also going to be white. Okay. Let's go actually gray, and then the active link will be white. Okay, background color, black. And, oh no. I'm losing my mind here, sorry. Actually I want this to be white. That's all gonna change. So yeah, I like that, but then make this black. We'll see, accessibility, I might need a darker gray too. I'll work on that. Make the line black, and I'll work on this stuff. Fade's good. What else I got? Slide. Try that. We're not even gonna use that, so okay. It's all good. We're not using the secondary menu. Wait. Just hitting a couple things here that I might not even need to. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that. We'll circle back to some of this stuff, you'll see. Okay, now one thing that I've already done is I went to footer area 1 and I knocked everything out. So by default, you'll see that stuff. And what we're gonna do, stop. Oh, I see, it's stuck. So let's go to footer, and we're just gonna knock this out. It's fine. I have it saved somewhere else. And we'll disable the footer credits. There should be no footer now, so that's good. Let's hit publish. We need a logo. Let's make one. So that's what I want the logo to look like. Sure. Okay. 427 by 50. So it's like 500 by 50. And what I'll do is now I'm gonna double that. I could have just done that from the get-go, but I just didn't want to do math yet. Resize. I'm a pro member, so I can do that. And paste that in. And then it should be about right. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, look at that. Oh, that's pretty good actually. Knife, dot. Okay, not bad. Now, the next question is, do we save the white or do we save it without? Let's do both. We'll do knife, dot doctor, logo. First we'll do the PNG. Let's see how big that is. 11. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. And then I'll also do a white. Sometimes you make a PNG, especially bigger, you get concerned about the size. We're fine. See, this is 15. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, we're gonna use the PNG. Okay, so let's go back to our site. And so we did all the stuff in Theme Customizer that we want now. We're gonna come back later, probably look at this and make sure that that's all good. But the main thing we're gonna do from now on is go in here for some CSS stuff as we go along. But we're good. So let's get the logo going here. I want that one. Set as logo. Save changes. And let's take a look at our page now. So you'll notice we have that cool little Circle K. Oh, sorry, forgot that's the thing. Right there, and then we have the huge logo, so we should change that. Back here to the header. And it's right here, max height. It's like that. This a little bit smaller, like 70, and that'll make it so I can bump this up. I don't want it to be that big, but about there looks about adequate. I like keeping the numbers. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to 60. I'm gonna go back to 50. All right, good enough for now. So those are the fine details that I'm paying attention to, but I should probably wait, see what the client says. So you'll see we do stuff like that. All right, so we got the header done. So now let's talk about the page structure overall. What are we gonna do here? So let's go back to our questionnaire. So we have design elements. What do you want? Simple, readable, clean, usable by anybody. Mostly black and white, high contrast for legibility, blah, blah, blah. It says maybe a food menu. So I've been thinking about how to incorporate that. Okay, we got Futura. So now we have some complementary fonts, which is good. We've been taking some elements from Apple, some inspiration. Input, no. So he's passionate about cooking, someone who knows what sharp truly is and understands how that combined with solid technique translates into effective blah blah. Older folks. And the thing he wants is the drop off and pickup dates. So he wants an easy way to do that. So this was my original thought for the homepage, and he said it looks good, but I don't like the italics. And so like really what we'll be doing now is like a roboto, bold it up and unitalicize it, and I think I got some spacing on, so bring that down to here. And then turn this to, what was it, rocket. It's 2 Ks, huh? And I wonder if, like, you know what sharp means. What? I don't know. That's pretty stupid, but it's kind of a starting point. So the one thing is that it's actually going to be like pickup dates and times, and it's not going to be Calendly, and so it'll be like, you know, Sunday, August 6th. It's not. Don't go looking for it. 2023, and maybe he can, you know, a couple of these probably shouldn't have been centered. You know, something like this. And then, you know, 7 p.m. Kind of that menu-ish feel, like, oh, there's the price of the entree. So obviously this would be different dates. So if we could do something like this, something like that, and then and what's going to be cool is that he'll be able to control this on the back end, just so you can see kind of what that looks like. Is there's actually going to be settings right here, but he'll be able to do that. So we're going to talk about kind of setting that up. I don't think I'll fully dial that in on this half, because it's really more about getting to this. So okay, so I don't want there to be too many call to actions. So we have contact there. We have the schedule, technically, is there, and we'll learn more there. And the next step would be the process. And so he's giving me some copy for that. So it's just kind of an example, but I have that. I wonder what this looks like with that gray color. And obviously this needs black. Well, yes, select text now. I wonder, yeah, because what I'm thinking now is if I keep these things consistent, it's going to blend in. Yeah, that's the problem with that. Okay, that's fine. What I was thinking was trying to make all the buttons the same throughout, but I think having like 2 button styles, like white, black, white, black, white, black, that's fine. And then like contacts right here from the get-go. Okay, so I like where we're headed so far. Nice. See, I really like that Futura font. It's pretty clean. We could change that out later if I have to. All right, how are we doing? 2 o'clock, plenty of time. All right, so let's start by building out the hero section. And he's giving me some copy too. So let me just look there to see if there's anything. Well, I got it in a couple places. I got it here. Let's see, we're talking about the sections there, pickup and drop off dates. Oh, location, that'd probably be good to put something like maybe just the next 2. Something like that. Then maybe just copying this style. Pickup, drop off location. something, I'm not 100% sure. I know he's got a location, but I think he wanted to do a little bit more verification before he, did all this. Okay, it's a little busy, which concerns me, right? There's a lot going on here. So if there's a way to maybe offset this as being its own thing, which we might be able to do. I can't tell you how many times I've used a rectangle and it like just never shows up. Nope. Not even close. There it was. You kind of like, is there any other way to do that? Okay, so I'm gonna make this our light gray color. And then even if I just did something like this, just to offset it maybe. Probably gonna grab that too, that's okay. Yeah, and do I even need to border it? I don't think so, actually. That looks kind of nice. Okay, and I'd like, not super necessary, but I like that the navigation is the same size as that. It feels like it's 2 pages. There's Loaf in the background. Okay, so I'm back over here looking at the content. We're gonna have a pricing section, which will also be the list of services. So that makes me think maybe this is services instead of pricing, but I think people will be interested in the pricing first. We kind of talked about that, so nice for them to see that. Contact info, payment options, blurb about the process, sharpening by hand on whetstone, blah, 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 sharp enough to slice paper, it's a knife sharpening service, and a liability statement, which I got ChatGPT already pulled up examples of that. And then over in Basecamp, which is my project management software, he's uploaded a couple files for us. So let's see what we got here. Of course, these are rough drafts, so bear with me. Here, if you see this somehow, and maybe you live in the area, you want to get your knife sharp and just know that like this probably isn't finished. So see, it just gave me a Google Doc with his copy. That's great. And there's the price list. Perfect. So we'll figure out how to translate that into a website. Okay, so here's what I do. If I do any wireframing, so I don't always do wireframing. Any of you that watched my last live stream saw that I created a landing page for Site in a Day, and I literally I wrote it on a tablet. And if you, I don't think I've posted this one yet. This one will probably get posted before that one. But I created the landing page for Bend Web Design, which is the word I'm ranking for, trying to rank for, getting higher, over 20 now sometimes, depending on where I look from. Anyway, I did that on a piece of paper, and that's often my first step. And so I don't usually go into this much detail, but this one is visual because it's so simple, and so I wanted to really look at what's it going to look like, and sometimes it helps me to do that, and I like Canva because I can just move stuff around. Now the next step is that coming from here to the website, you have to like break it up into chunks. And so what I'm seeing here, let's see, how can I do this so that you can see? So let's do, let's see, copy this, paste that, ungroup, get rid of this. So everything on a website is just a rectangle, right? And so our header is up here, okay? Get rid of the background, okay? So that's our header, right? And then this is just going to be one section, right? And let's say that this is the end of the section right here, and our process section is going to be right there. So that's what that looks like. Inside of the section in Divi, you can have rows, and so the rows will be kind of separated like this. Sorry, the rows will continue to be in that orientation, and then you have columns within the rows, and so we'd have a column here, and probably not full width, you know, so it'd be like that, and then one over here, like that. And so if I want to keep this, there is one that's like a 60-40 split, so I'll probably use that element. And now one thing you can think about is from the get-go, Divi will start to stack these elements on top of each other, and so I'm already knowing that my client is going to want the pickup dates and times to actually be first. The way it's oriented right now, it's going to be second, but you can override that with CSS, and so we'll look at that. And then within, these are actually going to be, so I can see that this is centered within the module, so I see text module, divider, text module, and then we got to get these buttons to line up. Now I've had a lot of trouble with buttons lately lining up. I've used a plugin, but I don't like that plugin anymore. Not that I don't like the plugin, I've just run into too many issues with it, and I'd rather just do it myself. And so I'm going to show you guys how to use something cool called CSS Grid to line up the buttons just the way you want when they're in this position. And then over here, this is pretty easy. It's going to be, you know, text, text, text. Well, actually, so to do this, so what I'm learning with advanced custom fields is this is, it's easier if you can just do a text module, text module, text module. So, I mean, what I'm looking at here, it's really hard for me to draw right now, so follow my mouse here, but we have, I'm watching too. So we have like this, like I see what I'm seeing here, like this is a grid. This is a grid. So maybe we get fancy and use CSS Grid for a lot of stuff. It's I've noticed it's not very popular in the WordPress community, at least the ones that I followed. I've seen a lot of Flexbox, and I like Flex, and I use it a lot because it's so simple. Grid's a little more complicated, but it can handle stuff like this. And the thing is, I think we're always going to want this to be a grid, except I could see maybe like on the mobile version where this would all need to stack on top of each other. So these are the considerations. A lot of times too, when I send the first draft to the client, I'll be thinking, okay, you're only getting the desktop version. But for this client, I may send at least the hero section in a mobile version, and sometimes I'll send them the actual site so they can look at it. Other times I'll just send them the like a video of it, so that way they get an idea for the field. Okay, so now I can kind of see how this is going to be laid out. Either way, it's going to be text, text, text. And so like the way it'll stack them in Divi is it'll just be, you know, date, time, you know, header, date, time, header, date, time, header, date, time. That's fine. And then we'll use some CSS to pull this to the left and pull that to the right. We can do things like that, or we can, there's all sorts of stuff we can do. This might even be as easy as using Flex, but we're going to use Grid here. And then we'll start working our way down the other sections, and those ones we'll probably just figure out on the fly, the process. I prefer a 1, 2, 3 method, so I'm going to look at his process. We'll get down to pricing, we'll have an about section, there'll also be a liability section, and then a contact form at the bottom, and we'll keep it all super clean. So, I like it. You ready? You guys ready to do this? Okay, so I'm going to move this off screen for now. So it's over here on my other screen. And close some of these tabs here. Okay. So let's go and edit with Divi. So we're starting from scratch here. We don't need any of this stuff. What I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to make a new section just from scratch. And it is going to be 2. It's actually going to be that one probably. All right. And I'll move this up. And I'm going to leave this for now. It's kind of distracting. I'll get rid of it. Okay. So it's white. It's white. It's white. It's white. There's a border there. I like that border. We'll get rid of that later. Okay. I'm just looking at our thing right now. All right. So a lot of spacing, right? So let's work on that. So first thing I'm going to do is kind of set the spacing. So margin, I do want default padding. Let's do like 2.5%. want it to kind of be tight, but I still want there to be padding. Same thing on the sides. So we'll start there and we'll work our way up. Okay, so now here's the row and my 2 columns there. So let's work on the spacing here. So that will make a difference. So I want you to see the difference it made there. Now notice that it's not centered anymore. So what I'm gonna do is go to the sizing. See, the width is 80. I want it to be 100%, but I do want it to max out at 1440, so that way if you're on a really big screen or you make your window really wide, it'll stop in that sense. And then since it's 100%, I shouldn't have to set this, so I'll leave that alone. I do want to use the custom gutter width and equalize column heights. Now, you're probably wondering, like, what the heck was the point of that? And what you're not going to see right now, but what did just happen is I just set the, I have no way to, get me back. Hold on a sec here. That's exactly what this CSS is for. So this is going to make it so all that stuff centered, which will match our kind of design that we were trying to follow, especially for the left side of the hero section. Okay. Now, why is that not 100%? That might already be 1440. So notice that it wasn't centered. So let's do that. So, yeah. Okay. So that's perfect. That's what I wanted. Okay. Now, I'm gonna. The padding is on the inside, so I'm not that yet. We're gonna mess with the padding on each of them. So that's auto. So the 100% and the 1440. Yep. Okay. So that's fine. One thing that we could do is we could totally override that, but it's just the size of the screen. Like eventually, you want to set a limit at some point because it does start to look weird. Okay, so we can start building this out. So our first one is going to be a text module. I like to do my text module separate for the most part, and I like to go over here and H1. And I think what we decided to put for the header is. We're actually not going to use eyebrow copy. We're going to do that. I do that on a lot of my sites where the H1 is kind of the SEO juice, but we're actually going to do it all here. So this will be our main header and our headline. So it was going to be kitchen knife sharpening in Bend, Oregon. Alright. And then, whoops, I need to close that out. Another thing you could have done is done it over here, but sometimes it adds other stuff in. Okay, so let's go through here. So I do want that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a 3M. I'm going to center it. Yeah, the thing that's bugging me is how wide it is. See that? So let's bump the width down and watch. It's going to go to the left. So let's do like 80%, center it. Let's go back here. I like black. And then let's bump up that line spacing just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to add another text module. And what kind of cheesy crap did I put in here? Queen B. Okay, I gotta go here, text, center, and let's go like 1.25 M. And Sometimes I'll just start going through and do the responsive stuff now. Divi, sometimes I love you, sometimes I can't stand you. I should do the same thing here. And see the width, it's really wide there. Okay, now we need buttons. So I recently did this on another website. So let me look at what I did over there and I'll show you. I drink a little coffee. So I'm gonna just start stealing those buttons. Okay, and a big thing with buttons too is you're gonna reuse the same style over and over again. So like, why not set up a class for them? So let's do that. Let's see if it'll let me paste it in here. Of course not. So Divi's got this cool thing called Divi Cloud. So I'm gonna call this grid button. The only reason I'm not showing you is because this is a client and don't really have permission to show us stuff on here. So bear with me here. This is a module. Buttons? No. Okay, you're gonna see how cool this is in a second. Oh, what the heck just happened there? I don't think it worked. Okay. What do I call it? Grid button. Save to Divi Cloud. The modules. Save it. And then now I'm gonna go here and add from library. Assign it to Divi Cloud. There it is. All right. Now I need to go to my theme customizer. And I gotta find the stuff about the buttons. Center in the hero buttons. Alright, I'm actually just gonna steal all this stuff. This all looks good. This should actually be part of my child theme. So that's kind of how child theme works. You can put your CSS in it. Hey, look, there it is. I don't need this anymore. So I'm gonna put all that in there. I should hit save on this. So just so you know, right now, what's it supposed to say? Learn more. I'll work on the styling here in a second. It has a button, so I'll just call it, I'm gonna start calling it TD for Thencan Designs. Okay, let's save. Save, come on. Waiting for it. It should be done. I can publish that. Kind of got to be careful when you have 2 pages going at once. Alright, it's good, it's good. And so now, TD, TD, and there's all that. Okay, that's us for later. Okay, so what did I just do? So, so the background color is set to orange. So I have a secondary button, it's going to be white. So I actually just want this to be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, so black with white, perfect. Like the padding for the most part. I don't want a text transform on it, actually. And if I could do like a really light font weight, I'd like that. I'm gonna unimport it for now and see if it comes back. And I want a very thin border. 1 pixel, please. Perfect. See how that's important. Okay, white, black. Yep. Okay. That's fine. I wonder what it would look like with the, I think it's F4, F4, F4. Oh yeah. I wonder what the black looks like when that happens. Try it out in a second. Okay, so that stuff, if you've ever played with CSS, this should be pretty straightforward. Now centering the hero buttons is a little bit different here. I might have to keep track of how many rows I have. Because on this page, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So, but in this one, I'm gonna have 3 rows. Do have 2 columns. And then, that's right. And this probably needs to be adjusted slightly to say 3, 4. I feel like you can do like negative numbers, like the last one and the not last one. First to last. Penultimate, if you will. My vocab fans out there. I'm trying to remember to talk the whole time. I had a long stretch in the last video where I just didn't talk, so I haven't even posted that one yet. This is for the contact form, this is for that. Probably going to be, we'll go black. So this will be 0, 0, 0. I think that might be white. Yeah, I guess it'd be 254, right? It'd be the combination of all of them. Isn't that funny? I could be completely wrong. And then a 40% alpha. No border race. High Z index. Okay. Alright, let's do Command-Shift-R. Let's Control-Shift-R for our Windows friends. And let's see what that font weight looks like now. Okay, I might need to go over here and do that. So let's hit that. I can tell that the thing's still on even though I can't see it, which is weird. It's not weird. I can't see that. Okay, let's see. I can go in here. Let's do like 1.2 M. Okay. And then looking for the font style. So we got bold here. Let's try light. Perfect. I don't want text transform on. Okay. I really don't like the font in the button. So let's go to Roboto. Kick me up, say it, enter. ROB. Learn more. If I remember right, it's just a yeah, this HTML's weird. It like does not respect stuff like that. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate it, and it's gonna perpetually look super weird because it's not going to respect the grid here. I also need to add something before we'll even begin to respect the grid. That parent div. So let's go back to that here in a second. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, so let's go back here, hit refresh, and we're gonna do a little inspect element here. So I'm looking back over here, don't mind me. Just so you can see what the structure looks like without looking at the page is, so here's the grid. I can just tell you right now, it's a 4 rows by 2 columns. This is probably the parent div, yes. So it's on the column. Okay, so it's on this. Okay, so I'm gonna go back over here. Go back over here, this column, and I'm gonna add, and see how it like janked it all up, but that's okay. Because watch this, in real life, it's beautiful. Is that obvious enough? I think it's good. Okay, so, hey, look at this, we're making progress. You know? Oh, I forgot the divider. Oh man, it's gonna add something to the grid, but that's okay. So now, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go divider, show divider, yes, line, black, solid, top, sizing, center, and the weight's gonna be pretty thin. The width is gonna be like, probably like 20%. Okay, it's gonna screw everything up, big time. Watch this. Yeah, that's okay. So the way grid works is it's using numbers. So actually I can kind of show you here. Let me put this on the right. So let's make this a little bit bigger. So here's the grid right here. So it numbers it, right? So we really want from, so it's saying we want the row from 3 to 4, but we actually want 4 to 5, which is really, I feel like I could make this a little more nimble by doing negative numbers, but I'll worry about that in my own time. And then this actually needs to be 4, and this actually needs to be 5. And then that's probably just not setting right for whatever reason, I don't know. Oh, there needs to be another row, which would be here. I didn't fix the comment earlier. All right, when we hit Command-Shift-R, it should clear the cache and everything should rearrange properly. All right, it's looking pretty good. Okay, so we'll close this. Go back over here. We're going to start working on this section. Shoo. Fixing my feet here. Bear with me. What I'm envisioning is the gray background with a little bit of padding around it. And so what we're actually going to have here is we're going to dig into the column. We're going to set a background as gray, and that'll grow with it, so don't worry about that. And then we're actually going to have a padding of about, I don't know. We might have a padding at all, actually. Ultimately, this is going to end up bigger than the left side, the true hero section. So I'm going to leave the padding alone for now, but let's just remember that. Okay, so ultimately we want something like this, but it's going to be an H2. I don't know if I should have done that. That'll probably be fine. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. And then do pickup dates 8 times. Oh yeah, we definitely want padding. I was thinking of margin actually. That's not what we want. Well, we do want padding. Okay, so let's go here. We're gonna have to get this right because we're gonna repeat this over and over again. So we want it centered, we want it black, we want like 2M. We want it smaller than the other thing, right? But we don't want it too small. So let's go like that, because it is going to stack differently on tablet. So that's good. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Okay, that's good. And then this is already really bothering me, so let's do the padding. Probably 5% is always a good starting point. So let's do that. You know, I think that might be too much. Let's do that 2.5 again. All right. And then, now here's where our advanced custom fields are going to come in. So, but they're really just text modules. So I'm going to give this a custom class of float left. And we'll worry about this later. I'm just going to put a date in there. It's kind of a placeholder, and we'll make this dynamic later. And then, okay. Kind of a weird font, huh? Duplicate that. The spacing, I can see a lot of spacing considerations. We're going to call this float right. I should be able to do some stuff with that later. And then we'll duplicate this. Use the back end. This is a really good use case for that. Yeah, see all that friggin' space it's taken up. But these are going to be next to each other soon. Oh, but we're supposed to have 2 each, right? We're supposed to have like this one and the next one. Yeah. Well, we'll leave it like that. We'll get it all worked out. Location. O2? O3? I don't really know. Not top of my head, at least. Okay, let's hit save. Let's see what this looks like. I keep using this for a while. Preview it. Okay, not bad. Not bad. And we bust down the tablet. It's not bad either. So, one consideration is that we're going to want this to... So what I'm really thinking about now, I'm thinking about the tablet mode, and like we could probably make this work on a tablet, but eventually it's going to get small enough, like on a phone, where it's going to look like this. And this seems big. what it is. But because what I'm thinking about right now is how if this was on the top, like you'd look under your phone and like all you would see are the pickup dates and times, which is good. I mean, that's kind of what my client wants. But maybe we leave it like this for now and see what they think. We're gonna keep working on it, so. Okay. So that's not bad. Okay, so let's play around with this. Let's see if I can do this with just some simple CSS here. Back this way. Actually, it doesn't really matter. This might be easier for you to see what's going on. So we have, okay. So what I really need is this. This is my float left. Need to change it to inline block. This is old school. Nobody uses floats anymore, but it works. Right, yep. And it would be display inline block. Oops. Float. Right. Ooh, see, that's why we don't want to do float right. I'm trying to think what I could do. Again, without just doing grid. I wonder if I did like a, I'm gonna take the float left off. Okay, so I got them next to each other, that's good. What if I did margin left auto? No. What if I did margin left 1%? So really our only recourse is to if I could control the HTML, what I would do is I would just make a wrapper element and then I'd turn that into a flex box. The problem is if I did flex box, then I have, you know, the headers need to go like this. The text needs to go like this. That's kind of the problem with flex, in my opinion. If you know a better way, please leave it in the comments below. The nice thing with grid is I can kind of say like, hey, you go to the left, you go to the right. Let's see. This is the same thing, the same issue with the buttons before. It might be simpler. Another thing that would be nice is if we could just use a shortcode for ACF. Yeah, it's custom fields. Let's see what this guy has to say. Crazy plugins seems legit. Yeah, I tried that. ACF shortcodes can be implemented by using the ACF keyword along with the field or field equals. Now let's see. Range, text area. That wasn't super helpful. Shortcode and text field, that's what I want. I've created a text field called code. Inside of it I put a shortcode. See, the thing is, like, it starts to get a little PHP. Not that I'm opposed to doing the PHP. Well, I don't know if it's going to be a range or not. Let's go to here. Let's close this. That's annoying. So I have these like drop off date group. Still learning how to use these. So like a start time and end time. So if I had like drop off date, let's see, what can I pick? I have a date, time, picker. I think I can have a range. Let's see, advanced. Date, time, picker. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just don't know if it needs a start and an end date. That's start and end time. It seems like something you would need, right? Like you're not just gonna be like, come at 4, because you know if you're there from 4 to 6. So maybe I'm overcomplicating this. Maybe it just needs to be a text input. Because if I did that, hey, look at that. Put whatever the hell he wants. So let's call this drop update 2. Okay, so we're doing a pretty cursory glance right now. But you're gonna see here in a second how this works. So, whoops. So let's go to here. We're gonna update this to be dynamic. I have to refresh it. Refreshing that. We're going to, we gotta refresh the page. So now I can click here. There's that. And I'll just leave it alone. Okay. So nothing there. It's good. So let's save. And then now I'm here. So the drop update 2. So I hit edit. Type in Sunday, August 6th. here because that'll give us a good representation of what it actually looks like. And there it is, perfect. That's not what it's supposed to say. Did it not update? I don't understand. Didn't I hit save on this? Maybe I didn't hit save on this. The troubleshooting you have to do. There we go. Look at that. Advanced custom fields in its finest. Okay. Sweet. Okay. So let's go. Sorry, I got lost there for a second. What am I doing? Let's make another tab. And let's work on this advanced custom fields for a couple minutes here. So we got drop off dates. Edit it. So this is where it's at. So we got bam. Delete that. Yeah. Edit. One. Save changes, and we'll delete. Put this up. Duplicate. This is going to be pickup. Oops. Pickup date 1. Yeah, there we go. All right. Do that, and then work pages, edit, and then we'll just paste this into all of these. And 13th, and we'll say it's the 5th. 12th, it's Saturday is our pickup date. Well, that doesn't make any sense, huh? How about the 12th and the 19th? These are totally make-believe, but you like I'm like fact-checking the logic of it. Okay, so that should be a pretty good like template to follow. So now let's see what we got. Well, stupid. None of that's actually gonna say anything yet. Okay, so let's refresh here. Nice. And I can duplicate this. Change it to different dynamic field. Drop update 1. Yes. Change that spacing. Margin bottom, let's do like 2%. A little tighter. And we'll copy that style to this one. Delete that. And a little bit on the top. 2%. 5%. Do the same thing here. That'll probably translate well to the responsiveness. What did I just say? 5%? Alright, do that. our most complicated section, but we got a lot more work in than I thought we would. So now, oh man, do I have enough coffee to keep going for the next 2 hours? Okay, let's go. So now let's do the next thing. So you may have recalled that the next one's going to be process. So now the cool thing about working with a professional web designer is that some of these things I already have. So I have a path section, which I believe I saved in my Divi library. Right here. And I need the CSS to go along with it. But we can use that as kind of a template. So, and then I'm going to add, get rid of that, add the background color, and I'll just pause there. I'll hit save. Here, I'm going to go to, so that was actually Thencan Designs page. I can show you that. I have no problem showing you the behind the scenes of my page. Here we are, no contact forms today. Come on, people. Sign the day. Sign the day. Somebody did it. This person. Okay. There's a lot of CSS on this site, so I have to dig around. I know what it's called. It's called path blurb or something like that. Yep, there it is. And I kind of like to do it in order as I'm going down the list. Actually helps me. So I publish, and I'm going to hit refresh here. You should see them pop up down there. Perfect. And then I'll hit refresh here, so that way it looks better. And I can start going through and changing the fonts and stuff. So what I really want these to look like is I need a header. If I did like 10%, don't mind it being above. Okay, that looks good. I don't want a background, so let's go there and knock that out. I'm not gonna need a box shadow, so we can knock that out. This is an H3, actually. It's gonna be default is fine. Let's go like medium bold black, much bigger, 4M, 3M, 3M. Let's try that out. Okay. A little bit less on the spacing, I think. Let's go with 5%. Okay. Then copy and paste and paste. And then we'll go in here and we'll go. I was originally going to have the line in there, but I don't know if I could do that now. I could do like an HR and style that. I haven't done that a lot, so I'll have to mess with it. Let's see, I really don't know how to do that. So we'll play with that in a sec. This is actually really just text. Doesn't need to be a list. gave me some stuff here. Description of services. Okay, so I'm just copying this process. Okay, no. This is use a little more context. This is copy for knife sharpeners website. Simply simplify this into 3 steps, please. Let's try that out. Take my copy and paste it off screen. I'm gonna have to mess with that a lot. We'll get it right. We're close. Okay, so we're just copy and pasting the copy over. HR, I think it was called card line. And I'm gonna copy and paste the styles here in a second, so I'm not too worried about that. What's going on with the top. So we'll get to that in a second. And one thing that would be nice too is to take that text down. And that looks nice. Oh, while I'm here, I can get rid of that. Dang. Okay, wait a minute. Background, white. And box shadow. There we go. Alright, and while I'm here, do this. Just see what happens with that. That's not where I want to go. I top. Dump that in there. That process. Oh yeah, we get the funny spacing going on. I forgot about that. Just reset that to whatever the default is. The process. Where's that spacing coming from? See that? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take all of his copy here, put it in there, make it small. So let's take a look. I don't really love the paragraph there, but I mean, those are his words. So kind of leave it up to them if they want to keep it or not. Okay, so let's go back here and let's mess with the CSS. Get this just right. So if I'm not mistaken, that's what that was. Let's see, it was 15% space auto. Let's see what happens when we refresh. So what if we did, actually that's not bad. Okay, let's see. What do we do with HRs? Probably set a width on it, right? Great. Look at that. So I should be able to go like this. Refresh to clean this up. It's a card line, right? Bam. Okay, now we need some more buttons. Shoot. These buttons will be easier. We won't have to do a grid for them because looking at another one, we should be able to just make them, they'll be in their own row. So let me show you what I mean by that. Now I can make a row right here, and I can set you, come down here, and you, come down here. I have to keep everything else the same, but I'll add a second. Actually, I don't want to do that at all. We can use flex. So flex in here. It's inside of the column. Display flex. I can't remember. I can never remember. Freaking. I don't dislike it. I just never know what it is. Let's do that. And then it was. Notice I haven't put any links in yet. I'll do that later. Fill out a form. Just not realizing it says schedule more. There's other ways to do these arrows, probably better ways. Divi has icons you can do. It's like after. It's probably the right way to do it, but this is good enough for now. If we're not liking the finished product, we can change that later. Okay, so we have flex on, so let me show you what that means. So here's our flex. Oh, there's one flex. Here's our flex right here. Okay, so if I go, this is the easiest way to do it. Click this little button, and you get all the options. Yay! Okay, so we don't want that. We definitely want column or row, so we can leave that alone. Everything should be centered already, so I'm just not gonna do anything there. And what we really want is one of these. This one. This one, this one. We don't want that one. We either want a space around or space evenly. I like space evenly. I think that's what we're gonna go with. So remember that, justify content space evenly. And that was on the column itself. And that should be okay all the way down to here. And what we can do here is we can go display flex, flex direction, and we can go column. And then we would do, I think it would be justify content center, align content center. Damn it, I can never remember what it is. Items. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's justify content center. Alright, let's just leave it like that. Sometimes it's just the, whatchamacallit, like the cache. Okay, so I'll go back over here and hit refresh, because this is really more what it looks like. Looks good. Well, I guess, that's not a phone. That would be fun. So I'm concerned. Oh. Okay, so we don't want this. We do want that. So it's align items center. And we want to be clear that we don't want that on tablet. Okay, see, it's the quirks. Line items on tablet. Click start. It's a thing, trust me. Line items. Silly. Alright, let's see. Let's see if it even remembered what we did. It's half the battle sometimes. Where is Flex? I don't even see it now. It should be here. There it was. See, it popped up. Where are we at? In tablet mode? It disappeared. That's so silly. I've been dealing with this a lot in my last two sites I was working on. Now, I might not hit the save button. It's possible. It's the one thing that kind of sucks about Divi sometimes. It's like, will you just make sure that I did that? Also, like, where's all this stuff at? Why is it so hard to get to that today? It's kind of slowing me down. What do we got, 315? Alright. Yeah, that looks good. Except, it shouldn't look like that there. It should look like that here. Where's it even seen that? Last thing I can think of is to do an explicit flex direction row. Just make everything tablet important. So silly. Hey, look, it's working. Since these haven't dropped, I'm guessing. Ouch. Well, we'll worry about that later. It doesn't really need to be responsive yet. That's what we're looking for. Okay, that's the process. Next is pricing. And we can start building up our anchor links little by little. So this could be pricing. And the way that works is go appearance, menus, add to menu, custom links. And then you can go here. And yeah, I thought that wouldn't work. text color way darker. A little lighter. Somewhere in the middle. That looks good. I like that. Done with this. I might mess that a little bit more later. And we'll do also have contact, but we don't even have that yet, so I'm not too worried about it. Refresh. Okay, so now we're going rogue. So going back to my notes here. So the next one is pricing, aka services. So you give me a nice little section here. Thinking about a menu. You ever see me going like that? It's because there's lights everywhere. It's light here, it's light there, it's light there. Okay. So we wanted a menu. So Divi's got a couple cool things here. So let's see what we got here. Gallery map menu. Price table, that's a good one. Let's get the robots involved. So I'm writing, what's the best way to make a menu-like style to display pricing for our knife sharpener using Divi and WordPress, but not incorporating other plugins? Text. Okay, yeah, that's stupid. That was super useless. Sometimes I like to talk back. Restaurant menu style. Getting a phone call. I don't know where my phone is. I can hear it vibrating. Feel it vibrating, but I don't see it. Whatever. Okay. about it, it's probably spam. Let's try it. And then these prices are going to change. Okay, well, let's try it out. Okay, so we're going to have do it right here. So it lets you put HTML in here. So maybe we should end this early. Do that. We're going to override all this in a second. But we'll do that for now. And then just so we can play around on the page, I'll move this over to this in a sec. But let's go here. You can go in here. CSS to the page. Look at that. All right. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is busting this out a little bit. Okay, so let's get rid of these things. All of this, I think. And I'll get rid of that. Oh, okay, I see what that is. Let's do like 5%. That'll, oh, no, let's do like 2.5%. Let's do like 2%. Description, flexible, and font size. I should be able to do that. And I can adjust the font in there. Other info. That's going to be the stuff down there, so I'm just going to move that out of there. And then I won't need that either. Okay, so I'll leave that there for now. I'll duplicate this. I'll delete that. Oh, no, I don't do that. Duplicate this. And I think I just messed up the CSS. No, it's fine. this stuff, I can go like this. And just go like that. And I'll just have like a something. Alright, and then let's go. Let's go like 1.5M. Yep, I like that size. Nothing to be done there. That looks fine. Yeah, that's good. Oh, I like that a lot. Look at this. That'll be like a fine print. And then I think it's description. So I'm going to add a font weight to description. Oh, there's that. Yeah, thank you. Like 700. Yeah. Let's do like 500. Oh, I hate when it does that. Say. I don't like that at all, actually. If I did on price. So that would actually go up here. Get rid of that. And then go. I always put a header in the comment header just so I can keep track where I'm at. Let's go and Shift R and see if that popped up all right. Alright, so let's get rid of that extra little chunk down there. Get rid of that, keep that out. Change this to H3. And we'll go like 2M, center it. list items. Looks right to me. Fill out form, schedule. Okay, so this is pricing. So make that anchor tag pricing. I did that. Perfect. Okay, save. And let's go back to our menu, which is right here. And custom link. Hashtag pricing. Oh, the other one's supposed to be process. Oh, I think I screwed that up. I was getting ahead of myself. Watch this, is gonna say pricing. I don't know. All right, that, and now we're gonna do our about section. So I was thinking, actually, I've had some time to think about it. I think this section should go in the about section. I really wish there were some pictures, you know? There's a couple pictures here and there. So what I might do is like throw in a picture or two, kind of scattered about, and kind of give them the idea of like, let's put some pictures in here. Let's see, how's the stream doing? The last couple ones I've done, just keep hitting the screen, screwing things up. We're making pretty good progress here. Oh, pineapple shirt day. Let's go. Okay. All right. So, business owner, you know, it's the middle of the day, middle of a weekday right now. Usually I try to do these live streams later, but I was actually going to live stream it, but still got 21 hours to go. Next time. Okay. So let's duplicate this section. I'll call this about. Thinking, do one like that, one like that, and so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go like unsplash, just get a couple pictures of knives. It's the biggest one I could find. I don't think those are the kind of knives he wants. Definitely wants more expensive knives than that. We'll cut pixels now. These are just fillers, so I do this a lot for clients, and I have noticed, this is kind of a pro tip here if you're a web designer, is that if you put stock photos in there, it will encourage them to replace them as quickly as possible. They'll be like, I don't like these knives, or these knives. I don't like these knives. Like, I don't like these pictures. And you're like, oh, okay, well, what should we do instead? And it does encourage them. Well, shoot. I don't want fancy knives. Knife, sharpen. Oh, look at this guy. That's not what he does at all. Ooh, that's a good one. Say thanks. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to Canva. And I'm gonna make 1,000 by thousands. I'm hungry. Okay, do this guy sharpening a knife. Do JPEG pretty much always like 70%. If I'm doing like a hero image, I might do 75 if I'm feeling fancy. There's Loaf. Look at Loaf. Loaf. Hey Loaf. He's up on the Pilot Butte. You know, Pal Butt. He's a good guy. Terrible dog, good guy. All right. Kind of weird, that one right there. Just get rid of that. Nice. I like when it does a good job. Okay, that looks good. Protector 2. Now, the one thing that's not good about what I'm doing is that it's not, I wouldn't be able to save these and go back to them. But when I'm doing stuff like this, like seriously just mock-ups for clients, I really got to think about my time, especially on these site in the days. So the fact that we're probably not going to use these makes it even easier to just skip some of the steps. I would like a recent client I did a lot of using Canva and all that stuff to get the images right and to compress them. But we went back and forth a lot with real ones, you know, first stock photos and then real ones. So right now we're kind of in that phase. Well, we're actually in the phase of almost being done, which is awesome. So that's cool. But I wanted to save all those projects because we're going to need them at some point. Okay, so my thought process here is we'll just jump back and forth. So we'll go image. Now, in case you went out, like, what's your process? What I normally do is if I know the image is going to get used. Now, this one I don't know, but I put the alt text in, you know, man with yellow shirt. It's not honing kitchen knife. And then, depending on how we're going to use it, like, is there going to be gallery? If there's going to be gallery, we need a title and caption. Otherwise, I'll just leave it alone. But yeah. But since I don't know if it's going to get used or not yet, I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, so that's huge. I'm going to go sizing, width, go like 67%. That looks good. duplicate this. Use that again in a sec. Move this up here. I'm going to duplicate this. Move that here. I need to go to the right. Swap out the image. This. And see, that's what that is exactly what I'll do. I'll just put it in, and if we use it, I do a total audit at the end where I'll check the photos, make sure that we have alt text, all that good stuff. But right now, like especially if the chance is super low of it being in there, nah, I don't need to waste that time. Whoops. This one's supposed to be that. I'm still on it. So I think, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I think we can do that might be kind of fun. Oh, it's not going to let me overlap like that, huh? That's okay. I was gonna say to have them overlap, but yeah, it's not going to let me do that. That's okay. I see why it's not letting me. Okay. That's what it's about. And I'll kind of let him decide, right? I'll be like, what do you think? Do you want to have images? Do you want more copy here? Because that's really what it comes down to. So that's one of the keys to Site in a Day, is if this was truly Site in a Day, I would have spent a little bit more time on the planning phase, and I would have realized, like, okay, I kind of have a hole here. I don't have a lot of the about section right now, so you have to give me more copy before I can proceed. Because in the live Site in a Day, that's when I'm literally doing this in a day, which is possible, is I would, you know, as we approach that 4-hour mark, I take a break and we talk. And I say, okay, here's where we're at. What do you think? And otherwise, and this is definitely the more preferred way to do it, is I do the first half, I send it to you, and it gives you a chance to reflect and to say, like, oh, we are way close, or I'm way off. This doesn't look like what I want at all. So that's how Site in a Day really works. So let's, so what we'll do is we'll leave it there, and we'll say, hey, the about section's a little light. Think about what you want to include here. Do you want some images, or do you just want this to be static text? You know, we can kind of have some stock images of knives mixed amongst maybe some history of your knife sharpening, how you have kitchen experience, and how you want to offer this to people in kitchens. As well as whatever you want to call them, lay knifers. But I know from talking with them that this is, you know, would be primarily a service for people that work in kitchens. So putting a little bit about that because of the personal experience in the kitchen. So that's cool. Okay, so now this is, he had a word for this. So I want to match his verbiage. Where'd it go? I'm writing create a brief liability, which I didn't spell right, statement section for this knife sharpening service, Knife Doctor, that will be on the page based on the following copy. Should be able to squeeze that here. Really want it to be like this section, actually, because I want it to be kind of smaller text. Really dislike that I can't figure out. Oh, I guess we do that. Let's see if I can hit the buttons right. Look, knife doctor will come in to provide professional knife sharpness versus however it's important. Customer sometimes got limitations of my responsibility. Visual view the site list, take carefully and feel free to reach. Alright, looks good. And then we'll, this is a template. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull the yeah. Pull the ID off of this, actually, because I'm not going to put liability up here in the header, but I am going to have the contact form here, so this will be contact, and we'll stylize that button here in a second. So this will be pretty simple. Just made a contact form for my other site today, and I really liked that one. So take a look at this here and see what I can reuse. Actually, it's going to be. I'm off screen. Trying to be more cognizant of what I show and what I don't, so I apologize for that. Well, that's weird. I should be not seeing it on my managed WP. That's okay. Maybe I didn't add it. Should be. Let's see, dashboard. access to it right now. So go right over to Divi. So if I could paste this module over here. Yeah, it doesn't look like we paste across screens. Save this to Divi Cloud. It's a section. So I'm just looking at the contact form. It's got the client's contact info. So I'm not gonna put it on there. There it is. Hey. Okay. So it should be here. So bear with me for a second here. I'm gonna add a section. And I'm just moving everything around really quick. Almost there, bear with me. And we're back. Okay, so they had text and email. We have that. It's kind of hard because I know that one color, so let's do that. Design spacing, we're going to do 0. Or that's a simple contact form. And then we'll have our back to top button over here, which I was wrong. It's 0, huh? Damn it. Oh well. And let's just do something really quick. That, and then I'm gonna go over here and thinking about doing is adding underlines to the this. There's actually some links here. So text decoration underline. Huh? Yes. Okay. Okay, we did that. Right here now. I just thought of something. You know what sharp really means? Let knife done. Get your knife really sharp. It's pretty bad. Okay, so this is still set up for my last client. So what are they interested in? So we have to set up spam protection, but we'll do all that stuff later. I'll just turn it off for now. I keep that, it's on my to-do list. Okay. So the options are basic sharpening, double bevel, chip repair, double bevel, basic sharpening, single bevel. I don't know what any of this means, by the way. Let's leave that. That's a good one to keep. Repair broken tip. Whoops. We'll put thinning. And we'll do honing. Hooray. This is actually a phone number now, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now the last thing is the style here. Wait. There we go. There's no title text, but that should be good based off of that. Yeah. So I think go down here, contact form padding. Yep. Back to top button. Should be 0, 0. Whoops, 0. Then there is one more piece of CSS that I need. Not yet, soon. Well, I'll need it on the towards the very end of the project. That's why I didn't put that here, because I'm going to need that. So that's to kind of knock that out. I don't have that in the page yet. You have to go and set that up. So I'll show that in the next video after we get the revisions and all that good stuff. So let's hit refresh, see what this looks like. Oh yeah, we can get rid of that paragraph. Okay, we gotta wire up the buttons. Okay. So we should make sure that this is submitting to me for now. So we can test that out later. Okay, and we can get rid of this right here. And we need our contact button. So let's do, oh, before we do that, learn more. That can just go down to process. So are you guys seeing how this works? Like, it is a website in a day. I guess that's not really a button. You can just be a hashtag. But it's also not. You know, let me explain myself here more. Why doesn't shift at work? So it is, but it isn't. You know, that's kind of the fun part of it. Is I have all of these resources from these other pages that we can kind of use, and by using them in different ways, you know, it's not like you're actually reusing anything. It's a totally different color, fonts, everything else. So yeah, it's way different. So I hope this is making more sense to everybody how the heck it works, and that, you know, it's not something that's just slapped together. It just takes time to build it up, and a lot of the stuff that, you know, people would need to do is kind of already done, and the wheels are greased, and there's been a lot of discussion already, you know, and also we're not going to be done. You know, you're looking at it, we're hitting the 4-hour mark roughly. I think I started about 1:30, so this is a good kind of stopping point, and we're not done. You know, I'm going to reach out to Gary, see what he thinks, and he's either going to love it, like it but have feedback, or hate it. And at this point, we can still completely wipe it out from scratch. And really, the amount he likes it is going to affect the amount of work we can put into it. But the wiring, the going live, all that stuff takes a few hours. And so it's really just a matter of how much revisions we need. And really, the next step is getting the bulk of the revisions done. And then it just gets easier each time after that. Okay, so the buttons are wired up. So now we need to get our contact button. And we're getting close to where we'll call it for the day. So let's add our about and our contact. And then a little pro tip here. If you click up here, CSS classes, we're going to call this, I did this on my last one too, I'm just referring back to my notes. Oh yeah, I can do TD button. I think that's what I did. Let's find out. So here's what it used to look like. Looks great. Shoot, that's not what I wanted it to do. Why did it do that? From the last one. But let's just take this in. Process 1, 2, 3. Pricing services. About knife doctor. Liability statement. And that doesn't do anything. Learn more. Fill out the form. Let's go back up here. Schedule. Just checking all the buttons right now. Schedule. Fill out the form. Back to the menu. Fill out the form. Back to the menu. Fill the form. Fill the form. Process. Pricing. About. Contact. Okay. So let's make this a little bigger. And I don't think I'm going to work too hard on the mobile right now, because I really want to hear his feedback first. So let's see what we got here. Looking back at my old one. I got menu button. A. Oh, okay. That's what I did. So it ends up putting the CSS on the wrong thing. So I'll do this, and I've actually already got it on there. So now I can go like that. And if you look in the customize here, I actually have it right here. Menu button A. It actually is applied to A, not the container. That's good. And then one thing I'll do, one quick little edit here. So I want to make menu button A color white. Faux show. Isn't that white? Let's look. You can check. You can always go, if you're trying to figure it out, you can go to computed. You go to color. That's what I'm looking for right now. It says it's white. Doesn't look white there, huh? Yeah, it's not. It's really the LI that needs to be on. So let's just to make sure, I'll do menu button, menu button. I'm noticing that is not on. Let's bump that up and see what happens. Oh yeah. Let's see. LI, not menu item. There we go. System view important now. Okay. It's fine. Oops. No, it's menu or header menu tweaks. I mean, it's not bad. It's tablet. Those need to work a little better. That's what I was thinking it would look like. I'm not loving this font. That's okay. It's an easy fix. there should be a way to change that. Okay, so I'm thinking 2 more things, and we'll call it is the menu button, which would be under Theme Customizer, a totally different section that we've been playing with. And then we're gonna do some more ACF, advanced custom field. So I can't remember if it's here. No, we want that. That's fine. It's all good. No. Fix navigation. Timeline color. I don't know if we'll have to do this with CSS, which is fine. But I swear you can do this in here. Let's just make everything black really quick. Or white. That's supposed to be the menu up here. So I don't think that's right. Well, I know I can do it with CSS, so let's just do that. So we'll inspect. And let's see, I've done this a million times on other sites, so I don't need to do this from scratch. I know for sure I did it on this one. On my custom website builds, I go pretty ham on the mobile menu because I feel like that's really important. Okay, I could just take the nice one. Probably this right here. We don't need that. I'd like to change that. I think it's top border top, yeah. So it's, we can definitely win the battle here by going hashtag that. So we're targeting the ID instead of the class. Local border top 3 pixels solid. I'm just following what it's doing and change the color. Okay, so we did that. Now let's go with, man, I wish that was 100. That's not right. That's okay. Okay. Getting out of here. It's okay. I think it saved all. Hopefully it did. What do you think? Yeah, we're good. Okay. So let's go back to, okay, yeah, ACF. Perfect. And we'll go here in a second. But here for now. So what else do we need? We need some more fields. We got our pickup dates. Location will probably always stay the same. We need our pricing here. Oh man, this is custom HTML. What are we gonna do? Because we need to do the ACFs in here, but we also need it to look like a menu, which is really complicated. I wish Divi would just let you put 2 dynamic things in there. All right, we're going to have to figure this out right now. Documentation. So this is how you figure something out. Let's blank your theme. Yes. Okay, let's try that. So, back over here, let's just try to put anything in here. Well, that's not going to work. And let's get one of our field names. Oh, my back. You're not supposed to sit this long. I did not notice the curly braces the last time I looked at this. So I wonder if that's going to make a difference or not. I think it's saving. I think it got swapped out with a you can now load and display the data in your theme. All values are saved with native post meta. But you can use the native get post meta. It's better practice. Get field by blah blah blah. Display use the field. In a similar fashion, here's a basic usage. Please be sure to view the code example page for more. See what ChatGPT has to say about this. So it's saying to not put these. chance any different results. It's working. Oh man, that changes the game, folks. Let's go. Okay, so let's go back here. So that worked. So now what are we gonna do? Okay, let's go here, and I'm gonna, well, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing here. So first, I'm gonna make a new group. Get me out of here. Add new. Field type. Text. Pricing. Which will appear on the edit page. Okay, I'm gonna move this over here so I can see it. So basic sharpening, basic double. I'll call it basic double. Depth, I'm just gonna put the defaults as what he has right now, and then you can update those later. Field label, this is basic single. From 6 inches. So that's for $6 per inch per consultation. And broken tip per consultation. Can't see what the hell I'm doing. Consultation. Thinning. Not currently offered. And $5 per knife. Maybe add that last one. Okay, I'm gonna hit save changes. And then I'm gonna look at these. So this one's basic double. So what I'm doing now is I'm going through the HTML. I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to take it out, put it in the price, and I'm going to put a simple just price right now. So easier to copy and paste into there. I'm going to go through each one and click in here and paste in the value that we have. So I got basic double. Over here, basic double. Alright. Chip repair double. Chip repair double. Basic single. Oh, it's right there. Broken tip. Don't want that. fast on copy and paste, but I'm doing it. So there it is, honing, thinning, basic single. Oh, I skipped one here. Shoot, I think I changed the class of one of them. Okay, description, price, description, price, description, price, description, price, description, price, description, price. Okay, honing, thinning, broken tip, basic single. Chip repair double, basic double. Oh, I thought I saw pricing somewhere, but that might have just been the class. Okay, so let's save. Let's see what happens here. Not good. Okay, let's see what we need to do here. Okay. Wonder if I messed something up here. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's hit refresh. Oh, I wonder if I didn't hit save after I switched them all to pricing. No. They're definitely the thing they're supposed to be. Oh, maybe they need to be set. Okay, well, let's save. We'll get out of here. Go here. Let's refresh that. Purge the cache. Refresh one more time. And then let's hit refresh just to make sure. Okay, what I'm thinking, so you can follow along with me here, is I think it's because, oh, look, I didn't even add it to the page. Okay. Must be what it is. I think you have to tell it what page to be on. Oh, look, see, it's set to posts. So we want it to be pages. Page is equal to, that's fine. Save changes. Of course not. Let's see if it even shows up here yet. Yes. Bam! That stuff is cool right there. Advanced custom fields, people. That is awesome. All right, and so now the client can just go in here and update that. Needs to make it $4 an inch. Just goes like this. Hits update. And hits refresh. And it's $4 an inch now. Bam! Man, that's cool. Alright. So what do we do now? Well, let's take another look at it. Do we like it? I wonder why there aren't enters here. Oh, great. There we go. Sometimes it helps to put like BRs. Oh, I don't have a footer. Damn it. 437. What do we think? Can we do it? Just looking at the footer I made for my last one. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep it really simple because I know he doesn't much. Let's do, okay. So we go theme builder. A row from library. Can't see anything. Let's make the footer black. Really set it off. That's a different client of mine. All right. And then that's going to be the bottom. We're going to do a logo. say make this copy for the footer better, but around the same length. Didn't seem a whole lot different. I feel like ChatGPT sometimes isn't as good as it used to be. What's up with that? It's a lot more prompting than it used to. And then to pull this for a second, apologies. An email blurb. There we go. We'll work on the styling here in a second. This row can go down here. Sometimes I do that just to make it easier to see what's going on here. 0 and probably 0. Okay. Save. And then once that's done saving, we'll exit. We'll hit save all changes. We'll have a footer. Save changes, and then we'll go back to the home page. We'll edit with Divi. It's a little bit easier to edit alongside the rest of the page. I was like, oh no, it's off. Oh, yeah. Let's go like 2M. Much better. And that's fine. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Let's go to the text, body text. Let's go and let's make that thin. Regular, doctor.com. Change that on tablet. It's freaking huge. Down to 50. Probably put that down too. 75. And then we'll bump this down. I can't see it. So at this point, what I'll do is explain my process. So what I'll actually end up doing is taking this video and splicing it out of here. So I'll let you guys see behind the scenes of what I actually do at this point in the process. So, okay. So let's start here. Okay, yeah, we're still on edit here. It just seems kind of weird, huh? Because it's so off-center. All right, one more thing we'll do. This here, and just do like a like a 25% margin on the left. Huh. It's annoying. I'll mess with it later. See what happens when I do this. Oh man, what is that spacing coming from? It's gonna take a lot of investigating to figure this out. That we're not gonna do right now. We're just gonna ballpark it right now. 40%. Everything's different. That looks pretty good. I'm okay with that. Not okay with that. Damn, look at that. What's that? Okay, spacing. Okay, let's put spacing back to default. Let's try this as a hack. Oh, look at that. That might work. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I moved myself up so you can see the thing in the corner. Sorry, you can't see it. It's there. No, it's just a chair. What a ding dong. All right, let's wrap this up. 450. All right. Save. Take it to the top. Looks good. Hop out of here. Purge that cache. Let's go to a good page bit. And Shift R. Down to the bottom. Looks pretty clean. All right. So, shall we? Okay, so I'm going to show them. I always like to have a reveal. All right, go behind the scenes here. Gary, what is up? I have been working diligently on knife.doctor, and I think I'm feeling pretty good about the groundwork. Now, I just want to say, I'm not feeling 100%, and I really want to hone this in. And so the next step is really you looking over and being like, yes, we are on the right track. Nah, we're close. I got some notes. Or we really got to take this in a different direction. So it's still very much on you, all right? Laid some groundwork based on some of the work that we've been looking at. Before I checked out your website strategy questionnaire, I noted that you like the way Apple did things, that you want to keep it simple, that we want a menu, kind of style when it comes to the pricing. And I also want to have a place for the pickup and the drop off and all that stuff. And it's a site in a day. So we did it all today. Anyway, I hope you're ready. I want to explain some of the things I've done so that way you can know my thought process, and then we can kind of go from there as far as adapting it and getting it perfectly dialed in to the way you want it. All right? Are you ready for this? 3, 2, 1. Knife.doctor. So we have the logo up in the top left, which it looks just like your business card. Over here we have some pretty clear navigation. I know this is a little thin, so I thought about bumping that bold up just a little bit. And then we can work on this headline, but I think it's pretty decent. Explains what you do, kitchen knife sharpening and beautiful bend organ. We can drop the beautiful. I've kind of flipped back and forth on that, but I think this is pretty good right here. And then still working on kind of the tagline there. So, you said that your clients usually know what sharp means, so I did kind of a play on that. Over here we have the schedule, and so we have pickup times. Shoot, I forgot to change that. Well, it's going to say pickup dates and times, drop-off dates and times, and then location. And this will probably be the location that you actually do it at. And then if they're like, okay, that's cool, but I want to learn more, they just click this button and it goes straight to the process, which is the same thing that this link goes to right here. And so I tried to break down your process, i.e. ChatGPT broke down your process into 3 steps: sharpening, honing, and the benefits. So if you don't like the copy or anything like that, let me know. Usually with the process, people, we like 3s, rule of 3s, right? And so breaking it down into 3 easy steps kind of works. There might even want to be like a step 1 is you bring the stuff to me kind of thing. So I was just kind of think of this as more of like placeholder. Like, does this look good? And then what would you put in each bucket right here to keep it simple? All right, so let's keep going. Scroll down to get to pricing, which is the same thing that happens when you press this button right here. So this is my attempt at making it kind of look like a menu. So we have all your different services right here, and then below the considerations, kind of a fine print style. So that way they're out of the way, but it's all right there in one screen, and on the phone it's, it'll probably be about 2 scrolls. So that's kind of cool. And then the next one is about Knife Doctor. So I took your process right here. I noticed that we probably could use some more copy here, so maybe talking more about your process, and I thought this would be a really cool section for some images, so I just threw in like some stock photos for now. But I was thinking that something that could be nice is maybe as you explain stuff about Knife Doctor, there's maybe a picture of your whetstones, and some pictures of some knives that you've sharpened, even if it's not like your face, because I know you talked about not really wanting to do that quite yet with your branding, but maybe having like you holding the knife and maybe just honing it, kind of like this guy is. I think you can just have some fun with it, or you can keep it really professional, because maybe with the older clientele, they might just want something really professional, especially for a higher end product. So I thought some images like that could help, and we can kind of put some text right here, so it's almost like walking you down the path, like, okay, here's about Knife Doctor. Also thought it would be a good place to mention your history of working in kitchens, and you could also put, I know we talked about maybe you were thinking about doing a discount for people that work in kitchens, stuff like that, so maybe that's something you put in here, just a thought. But yeah, I definitely need some more words there, but that was kind of my idea for the about section. The next one is your liability statement. So just kind of try to break that down in a more digestible means. Let me know if you want to change any of the words. I think that something like this is pretty close as something that you can add to your actual form, and I think it'd be fine. And then we have the contact form, which is where that button goes, and that button goes. I'm noticing this should be whiter than it is, so I'll work on that. And then here's the contact form. So I want to make it very easy for people to see that they can just send you an email right here by clicking this button, and it should pull up Gmail, and that's exactly what it's doing right now. So that's cool. Or you can fill out a contact form, and that should say, not type of work, it should say service requested. So I want this, and like I got some knives, dude. and just hit submit, and boom, it'll send off the form. And eventually we'll have reCAPTCHA set up so that way you're not getting a bunch of spam. And then just a really simple footer that has your email right there. There's supposed to be a email icon. I don't see it right there. I don't know where it went. And then this is usually what gets picked up by Google. So thinking about exactly what you want to put here, because Google looks at the footer for information to put when people are searching for you. So try to make sure that bend was there, and kitchen knife sharpening was there. A lot of the keywords that you'd be searching for. And that's it. As far as like mobile friendliness, I haven't built that out all the way, but this is kind of an idea of what it looks like. So maybe adding a little bit more padding here. So this is kind of what it looked like on a phone. It's got quick navigation right here, and the pickup dates are right there. The process. This should break down into like 3 individual cards. I don't know why it's doing that. The buttons stack on mobile, which is fine. The menu actually looks okay on mobile, I think. And then I like the way the pictures look better on mobile. There's your liability statement, and well, the contact form's not there because I already submitted it. And then, hey, look, there's the icon. So that's what it looks like on mobile. And then I just want to show you one little behind the scenes feature here. So if you go to your page, there's going to be sections for drop off date 1, 2, pickup date, and the pricing. So let's say your pricing goes up to $4 an inch. All you have to do is hit update right there, hit refresh, and it is live that fast. Like, pretty cool. Let me switch that back to 3 inches right now. So yeah, advanced custom fields, that's what they're called, and they're super awesome. So from 4 inches back to 3 inches. Look at that. How cool is that? And you can do the same thing with the pickup dates. They're literally just input boxes. So there you go. So Gary, what do you think? Are we close? Are we far away? I'm ready to knock this one out of the park for you. So give me any and all feedback, and let's turn this into exactly what Knife Doctor needs right now. Talk to you soon. All right, it's 5 o'clock. I have to do this, right? Do you realize that I have to change this now? Whenever I do those videos, naturally, stuff comes up. I guess it would be the other way around, huh? Isn't that funny? That's like I've been looking at it the whole time, so it's just I'm completely oblivious to it. All right, and I think that's a pretty good stopping point. What I would like is to get that stupid contact button to be white, but I'm gonna save that for my to-do list. So, for those of you that stuck around this long, congratulations, you made it 3.5 hours. That, my friends, is how Site in a Day works. It is not, this haphazard slap together thing, all right? It's a process. And what you've seen so far is only about half of the process, okay? Like, do we have a landing page that works for Knife Doctor now? I think so. Look, it even says the right words. Oh, maybe it doesn't. I thought I hit save. Anyway. Do we have a landing page for Knife Doctor now? Yes. And it's not a bad landing page either. And the nice thing is now the client gets to provide substantial feedback before I move forward at all. And then from there, refine it again over the next couple hours, and then have it ready to launch, like this close to launching. And then they get one last look at it before they're like, yep, send this out to the wild, or no, actually this font's really not going to work. You're right. Prefer to get that stuff done in this stage, but the client is always right. And here's the thing, folks. Notice these sections right here. They could be their own pages, right? We could build up a service page for each type of sharpening service that Knife Doctor offers, but it's just not time for that yet. He's just getting this side hustle started, so he doesn't need to build out those pages. Is that one of the top, I think it is the top organic search factor right now, is having a page for each one of your services. Do I have that? Yes, because I have a professional website for my business. Am I building those pages out for my other clients right now that pay me thousands of dollars for their website? Yes, because they're getting a full website. This is a side hustle. It doesn't need a full website yet. Maybe it grows out someday. My guess is probably not. This probably stays side hustle land, and that's fine too. This would be the perfect page while he stays in side hustle land. Really, until he gets to a point where he wants to scale, which may never happen. He may just want to keep it so he's got a couple clients, sharpens their knives, does that stuff, and gets return business, and it's just this thing he does on the side, right? That's literally like the dream right now, to do the thing you like. So that's what Site Today is. I hope this was inspiring for anybody that's thinking about doing Site in a day and you think that it's kind of hokey and all that. And I highly encourage you to come back and watch part 2 of this video where we actually get the site ready to go and launch. And then after that, it'll be up to Gary what he wants to do, I give all my clients about a week to look it over while it's out in the wild and see if there's any words they want to change, any last second modifications, simple image swap outs, things like that. Not at that point, we're kind of past the revision stage, but we're just looking for typos and things like that. But yeah, I think we're a business. I think we got a pretty good landing page here, and I'm excited to hear what Gary says, and I'm excited to come back for round 2. If you like videos like this, you know how it works. It's YouTube people. Subscribe, like the video, hit the little dinger so you're notified the next time video comes out. And who knows, maybe I'll do the next video live, because we only got 19 hours left now. It's not like I'm going to do a live stream when I hit that time, but we'll do a live stream eventually. Yeah, comment on the video if you had any questions, or if you noticed I was doing something wrong, or if you caught something. Maybe you were at minute 40 and you were like, change the section titles or the headers to the right names, dummy. Don't record the video yet. Anyway, I've had fun. I hope you had fun. And yeah, let's be nice to each other, people. Till next time.